New York. This is AC Lowe, and this is the AC Lowe Show over the City World Radio Network. We broadcast to you live every Monday night, every single Monday night from 1, 3, 2 Mulberry Street in the heart of Little Italy, Umberto's Clam House. Umberto's Clam House for the best in cuisine, the best in waitstaff, and the best in company and companionship. Come on down. The place is wonderful. It's a beautiful restaurant. The food is just wonderful. In fact, I can smell all the food right now, and I'm just going to get out of here and go eat something as soon as this program is over. But don't you go and eat anything, because we have a great show tonight. We have two wonderful, very, very special guests that I'm going to have on our program this evening, and we hope that you can listen. And those of you that are watching, keep watching, because you ain't seen nothing yet. To my immediate left, we have our good friend who's been on the show many times, Dottie AnitaTaylor. How are you, Dottie?
I'm just great. So wonderful to be back again, Anthony.
It's just a pleasure to have you back. As those of you who've listened to the show and who watch the show now, Dottie is a very accomplished flute player, a musician, an entertainer, a writer, and previously a mathematics teacher for a while, quite a good while, a career teaching mathematics. And we're going to talk about all of those things. And if we have an opportunity, we're going to hear some of Dottie's music as well. And to her left is a new guest, Dina Wilcox. Hello, Dina. How are you?
Hi, Anthony. I'm fine. Thank you. I'm delighted to be here.
And Dina has written a book that we're going to talk about this evening. And from that book, I suspect that there's going to be many tangent discussions that we derive out of that book.
That'd be great. I'd love it.
And the premise that it has. And those are the things that we like to do here on the AC Lowe Show, on all the shows, basically, that are on the City World Radio Network. Our premise, our theme, for the most part, on my show and on the Bill Russo Show, which is the flagship premier program of the City World Radio Network. Bill is running the camera this evening, and hopefully he'll say hi to us later on. He has a dish of pasta vajol waiting for him at the counter there, and he's also got a beautiful young woman by the name of Dana Humphrey. Dana, come around here for 1 second and get in the shot here. Just come over here. Now you see, no, come here, you're too far away, come here. Ladies and gentlemen, now you know why Bill Russo isn't on the show. He's going to be with Dana.
He took my dish.
Left me for dead, But I'm with two beautiful women, too, so I got the edge up on it. Got a leg up. Thanks so much. Thanks so much. Dottie, we know that you've been in the music business most of your life.
Yes.
And you, without a doubt, I've watched you and heard you. You are an artist, first and foremost. But you also are part of what we call the music business, which can be a very different thing than art.
Yes.
Yeah. And how do you, I know you keep on working at your art, and everyone has not accomplished that. I know many musicians, singers, dancers, and so on, actors galore. They are artists, but they're not working. So what's happening? What's going on in the entertainment business, the music business specifically, and in the entertainment business?
Well, the thing is that being that I'm a pianist as well as a flutist, and a composer, it gives me the opportunity to do lots of different kinds of things. And being in the jazz and the classical world makes it so that I have lots of opportunities. I'm fortunate in that I have had lots of opportunities to keep myself pretty busy.
And keep on working.
Okay. Even though I'm retired, it's like I'm retired, but I'm not retired.
Well, you're retired from something very different, though.
Yeah, I'm retired from the New York City Board of Education as a math and sometimes music teacher.
A math and sometimes music teacher.
You're right.
And if I recall correctly, your mom was a mathematics teacher.
My mom was a mathematician. She was a statistician and actuarial.
For the insurance people?
No, she did some work for the state.
Uh-huh.
Yes, and so, but she was a violinist also, professional. She performed, and my daughter also is musically inclined. She's not in the profession. She's not in the music world, but she's musical and also mathematician.
So there's a genetic component.
Yeah, I guess you'd have to say that.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't know what my particular genetic component is.
Okay.
I'm still looking for it at this advanced age now, looking for my genetic component. I guess it might be finding out what other people do and giving them an opportunity to talk about it. Dina, you've written a wonderful book, which I believe has a place in it for all of us. Why don't you tell us about the book? Tell us the name of the book and
I'd love to. Thank you so much for the opportunity. The book is called Why Do I Feel This Way? And the subtitle is What Your Feelings Are Trying to Tell You. And basically, it is for non-scientists, written by me, a non-scientist, and it reduces the neuroscience down to eliminating all the jargon. It's just a conversation about what your brain would tell you about what it's really doing with your feelings and emotions and memories, and feelings and emotions are so fundamentally who we are as human beings that it pretty much is about how you live your life, the choices you make, why you make them, how your brain has evolved to accomplish and achieve certain other things that we don't really know about, even though we think we're very familiar with our feelings. The brain has evolved to keep us alive, to keep the human species on the earth. So what your brain wants is for you to be happy. It doesn't think, I want you to be happy, because it is you. It's not separate from you. But it often is working at a cross purpose with you because your life gets really entangled in your feelings, in your emotions, in your responses to your life all of the time. If you think about in a typical day how many fluctuations you have in your feelings, you're feeling very high and you're feeling very low, and you're also feeling everything in between. And that's just normal. But we tend to create a story around the way we feel, so that some people are very ashamed of their feelings. They're really they don't want anybody else to know how they're feeling, so they never share their feelings. Some people feel that they're not free to act on their feelings of love, for instance. And so we edit ourselves, we censor ourselves, and we get confused with what is happening with our feelings. And then we are, in fact, living our lives in a way that is counterintuitive for what our brain is trying to accomplish.
I appreciate everything that you said, and I don't think there's a person watching or listening that doesn't relate exactly to what you're saying. You hit about 12 chords there. That's a musical term, so I don't know which one to pick on first.
You could start in the middle and work out.
I know that perception for all of us becomes our reality.
Yes.
And often the perception is skewed by our experiences, our training, and some of it is so early on that even under the best psychoanalytical process, we won't find that.
That's exactly right. That is such a great place to start, actually.
Yeah. Well, you can start with me because I have another 10 books worth of stuff here.
Oh, great! That's great.
A whole bunch of contradictions. But I know, we all know, I don't want to say we all know a number of people that are in very difficult circumstances right now, and that each one deals differently. I don't like to say that. We've seen people that are very ill, and they work through it somehow and deal with it. The vast majority cannot, but there are a handful that do, and it's got to be in the mental process. Somewhere, someplace, that person has done something to go along with disaster and go along with it, and we all know people, that have done this, and so I'm taking this to the extreme where people have made a change such that they can encounter even that. Yes. And I know that all the religions say that if you just take their religion, you'll do that. That may or may not be true. I don't want to go into that.
I don't want to go into that either, so let's stay away from there.
But I've seen people do it, and so have you, and so have you.
Certainly.
And we've also seen the other 99% where it shatters, and they go into a deep depression, and this becomes a spiral, and it doesn't help the physical, whatever that may be. It drags that a little quicker than it would normally.
Right. Yeah. Well, now you've touched on 12 things that open things up for me as well.
Have you, and again, you're here as a musician, but you're also here first and foremost as a wonderful human being. So you'll be engaging in this conversation as well.
Yes.
And come in at any point that you feel comfortable at.
All right.